kind of an unboxing because for Christmas I received a lot of new stuff I'm really excited about, and I wanted to show you what I got. Inside this box is a lot of wax sealing and stamping equipment, which I'm very excited about. I haven't had time to try anything in here yet, but I did take a look to see what was in there, and I think it could be interesting for you to discover it with me. So, with that, let's get started. And here we have the content of the box. So, as you can see, a couple of things you can see right off the bat. We've got a lot of wax of many different colors, which I'm super excited about because I did find a few colors in my local stores. Maybe I can show you what I had before. I had some red, this bronze, goldish one. I had this burgundy, a little bit shiny and metallic one. I had, of course, some black, and I did find silver and some green, but that was about all I had. I did have some blue at some point, but I think I just used it all. So I had some colors, and I was quite happy with the colors I had at the time, but this variety just blows what I had out of the water, and I'm quite excited to try a lot of different mix and combinations with all of these. These really have just a lot more variety, and some of colors that are more flashy and less traditional, I would say. The waxes I had before, I think those colors you could find when wax sealing was more popular, to say it like that, but some of these are more modern feeling colors. Hey there. And I quite like that because I didn't have any of those before, but now that I do, I'm quite excited to use them. I'm sorry, the lid just doesn't want to stay in place. Okay, this should do. So, a lot of these waxes have can be used without a spoon, because you see they have everything they need to be lit on their own and just drip onto paper. So that's really nice, and I believe these are packs of 6, yeah. And I have 2 individual ones here. of 26 sticks. So that's a lot. I'm gonna be able to do so much wax sealing. I'm so excited. Okay, then you can see we also have little pellets of wax, I would call them. I'm not sure if there's another term for them, but we have a box containing many like little pellets that you can just put directly in the spoon, which is also included in the kit. So happy about it. I really wanted a spoon with a little spout like this. It makes life much easier when you want to pour your wax. So that's pretty nice. That's pretty fun. So these you can just put directly in your spoon. They're ready to go, and that's really nice. For the sticks I had before, I had to cut the quantity I needed. I don't know if there's another way to do it, but I didn't find any. So I had to cut little bits of the stick to put it in the spoon. Now these, I'm just gonna be able to pick the colors I want and put them directly in. So that's fun. I'm really excited about the ease that's gonna bring. And one of the pieces I'm most excited about is this little spoon holder. You can just place your spoon on it. I like this. Put your little tea candle under it and just let it sit there while the wax melts, and that's gonna be just such an improvement for quality of life, because before I had to hold the spoon, you saw me in my videos where I've done some wax sealing, you saw me just hold the spoon and wait there with it for so long. This won't be necessary anymore. I'll be able to just let it sit and do other things with my hands, whether it be something related to it while I do something else, or I can just let it sit and relax while it happens. That's gonna be just so nice. I'm really excited about that. One of the best things I received for Christmas, hands down, for sure. So we have, of course, a few tea candles. Very nice, very useful, but not very impressive, let's say. But this is something I'm really pumped about. It's this wax stamp, and it's a tree, and it's beautiful. In my opinion, it's really intricate. There are so many little details of the leaves and the roots, and it gives a tree of life, Yggdrasil feel, and I'm so excited to try it out. I find it really beautiful, and I cannot wait to see how it's gonna turn out on a wax seal, like an actual wax seal. So that's what we're gonna do today. I don't have anything in particular I wanted to seal, but I'm gonna try out a little something I saw someone do where they just put parchment paper or waxed paper down, and they do a seal on it, and they can just pop it off afterward, and they have a seal ready to go when they need it. They just have to pour a little wax onto their leather or paper and just stick it on the hot wax, so they don't need to carry the stems everywhere. They just have to have a little bit of wax, possibly a wax stick like this one. They can just pour a few drops, let a few drops drip on the paper, and just stick their actual seal on it. And I want to see if it works. I'm not quite sure it's gonna work, I'm pretty convinced it should be okay, but I want to try it out, so that's what we're gonna do. So, I'm gonna get this out of the way. We're gonna take our parchment paper, or a stamp, of course. I'm gonna take a little tea candle. There we go. Sit that down there. Our spoon and spoon holder right there. And last but not least, our wax, of course. Let's open this. Alright. There we go. That's a pretty nice box. Okay, so now I have to think of what my first combination with this kit, what I want it to be. That's a tough choice, because now I have so many options. It was never something I really had to put too much thought into. Like, I had a few choices, so it was just a question of finding something that would be pretty and would work. Now it's not just a question of finding something that's nice, it's a question of choosing what I want to look nice. So I think I'm gonna do two seals actually. I think I'm gonna do one just plain red, because I want to see like what a simple traditional wax seal would look like with this new stamp. But I'm then gonna do more of a mix, more of a combination, try something a little bit more fancy, since I now have what I need to do so. So I'm gonna try to. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. So now that I have something a little bit more fancy, what do I want to do with it? That's the question. Since I'm starting with a simple red wax seal, I think I'm gonna take just a bit of my red stick. I'm gonna try to keep these pellets for mixes, so we're gonna start with that. And while it heats, I'm gonna be able to think about what I want to do with the next one. So there we go. And this, that looks pretty good. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Okay, what do I want to do for the more fancy seal is the question now. So I like to have in my mixes at least one darker color, because that lets the seal really pop. Doesn't have to be like super dark, but at least like I would say like the black here, the red here, of course. This purple, I think, would do it well. This one, I think, would work. is just so flashy. I think it could give that contrast to the blue is a little bit pale, but that would be too bad, I think. So one of these colors would go in. Oh, it's going so quickly. Oh, that's nice. Not gonna have to wait so long. That's cool. Okay, so one of these colors I think should go in the mix. Now the question is, what do I put with them? I'm a sucker for gold and silver. Maybe I can put something like that. What do we think of purple and silver like that? It's not too bad. If we throw in some black in there, it's pretty cool. I think this is not enough wax though. I wouldn't add more color, but I'm wondering if I'm adding like a little bit of silver like this. I think that's a decent amount. Not sure it's gonna be quite enough. I'm gonna add just another purple like this. I'm quite sure will be enough to have something decent at least. It's my first time with these palettes, so I don't know exactly. Oh wow, the black really doesn't. We really don't see the black on the background. That's funny. But I do have a little black palette here. So I think 5 of these palettes will be enough. And we're gonna work out exactly how much we need for different sizes of seals as I gain experience, I guess, is how we're gonna have to do. But 5 for I think 1-inch seal should be pretty good. Okay, our first wax is pretty much all melted. There's a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So we're gonna go for our first pour right here. Oh, that's nice. Being able to pour with a little spout like that. Oh, that's really nice. And now, okay, here we go. Orientation doesn't matter much because we're gonna pop it off anyway, but still gonna try to do it right. There we go. Ooh, that's looking pretty good. Give it a moment to cool down, solidify. Then we're gonna be able to see how it's looking. Okay, with a little movie magic, I think we should be able to take off. Oh, since we're on the wax seal, it doesn't adhere to the surface and just stays on the stamp. Okay. Should be good. Maybe if we can just pop it off nice and slow like this. And oh, look at that. Oh, that's really good. I'm not super good at making it centered on the wax, but the wax seal itself is looking great. this first experiment is a success for sure. We have a little bit of wax here that did not stay on the seal, but that's really cool. So whenever I need one, I have this seal now that I can just pop onto a little bit of wax. That's really cool. Okay, let's get started with our second seal. So, put in this order. See if it makes any difference. And let's just let that sit here for a moment. I'm really enjoying this because it's already melting. I think it's like at the perfect height too. Like this little holder is meant to give it just the perfect height so it melts but doesn't boil. So that's really, really nice, and I can just do what I want with my hands while it's going on. That's really nice too. Oh my. Ooh. Oh, I think that's gonna be good. Seeing the wax melt like this. Oh, I think that's gonna be a pretty good seal. I'm excited about this one. So this we are done with. I'm just gonna put that aside. While we wait for our last wax seal. Already our wax is almost all melted. That's fantastic, and we can see, oh, I love this pattern. There's the silver, they're all separated, and then the purple is also separated. There's the black in the middle that's keeping everything from mixing, and I think when I pour it, that's gonna give a great little pattern. I'm excited. It's almost done, almost ready. There's just a little bit of black in the middle that still needs a little bit more time, but it's almost here. Okay, I think we're good to go. So I'm gonna don't need this anymore, and let's pour. Oh, the little spout is also just so satisfying. That's an interesting pattern. After the pour, I wonder how it's gonna do after the sealing. Let's see. That's interesting. So first things first, 5 pellets. Definitely good, but I think I could definitely have gone 4. Only 4 and it would have worked just fine. Second thing, some of the purple is like coming up from under the silver that covered it, and I really wonder how that's gonna look under the seal. I have high hopes. Not sure how it's gonna look, but I do believe it's gonna be pretty good. Okay, once again with a little bit of movie magic, this should be pretty good to go. let's see if this time we can lift the stamp without taking the seal with it. Oh, oh, that's really good. Oh, there was a little bit of a fear that the purple would be just completely, I don't know, like the silver would just take over the purple completely, but it really came out from under when we pressed the stamp, and look at that. Oh, that's really nice. And there's just a little bit of black that makes for some contrast. But it's really subtle, it's not overpowering at all. Oh, beautiful. And the little details just pop so much with the contrast of colors. It's so pretty. Oh, I'm really happy with this one. Oh, that's really cool. I'm so happy with this kit I got for Christmas. One of the best Christmas gifts ever, for sure. I'm just super excited to do so much more wax sealing. Maybe if I start doing more potion props and things like that, I'm gonna just put stamps on everything, I think. Because I really like the process. I find it super beautiful and super satisfying. And if you watched until now, I think you do too. On that note, I hope you enjoyed watching me just obsess over my new wax sealing kit, and I hope you enjoyed sharing that moment with me. And on that note, I will see you next time.
So I make sure I have some on there, and we're gonna add the seal at this point. This is a little dove, which I find very pretty. Keep it on there for a good while for the wax to cool down, and we're gonna remove it now.